Good morning, students. In this session, we are going to see a subject hybrid and electric vehicle technology. From the subject, today we are going to see a topic on basics of vehicle performance. The vehicle testing is a procedure mandated by national or subnational government in many countries in which a vehicle is inspected to ensure that it conforms to regulation governing safety, emission or both. The vehicle performance parameters are: first one is a fuel economy, second is acceleration, third is a top speed, fourth one is a ride comfort, and fifth one is a handling characteristics. Fuel economy. The fuel economy of an automobile is a fuel efficiency relationship between the distance travelled and the amount of fuel consumed by the vehicle. The consumption can be expressed in terms of volume of fuel to the traveled distance or the distance travelled per unit volume of fuel consumption, that is kilometer per liter. Since fuel consumption of vehicle is a significant factor in air pollution and the since importance of motor fuel can be large part of nation's foreign trade, many countries impose requirement for fuel economy. Different measurement cycles are used to approximate the actual performance of the vehicle. The energy in fuel is required to overcome the vehicle in a vehicle system such as ignition condition, and the various measures can be taken to reduce losses at each of the conversion between the chemical energy in fuel and kinetic energy of the vehicle. Driver behavior can affect fuel economy such as sudden acceleration and heavy braking waste energy. This is a highway driving factors. It is a urban driving factors. The fuel economy of an automotive vehicle depends on fuel consumption, characteristics of the engine, transmission characteristics, weight of the vehicle, aerodynamic resistance, and the rolling resistance of the tires, driving cycle, and driving behavior. The current scenario in India, though the vehicle stock is expanding rapidly in India, there is no policy to mandate for fuel economy improvement for the vehicle industry. It is a current scenario in India. More than 1 million vehicles in the most of the leading developed cities in India. This graph shows the fuel economic characteristics of the gasoline. The optimum economic lines is obtained by joining the lowest SFC specific fuel consumption operating points for each power settings. It is a graph between the engine speed and the power. There is a maximum engine power and the minimum engine power. Here is a specific fuel consumption line. Low fuel economy at the low throttle and low torque. The engine gives higher fuel economy when it is operated at low engine speed and high engine torque than the higher speed and lower torque. For instance, an engine to produce 22 kilowatt power, it can run at 2500 rpm or 4000 rpm. It is a graph on fuel economic characteristics of diesel engine between the torque and the engine speed. It is a graph between the fuel consumption per unit of distance vs the velocity, and when the first gear is here and second gear and third gear, we can see in the gear graph effect of gear shifts on fuel consumption graph. It is a in each gear there is a speed at which fuel consumption is optional. Because the air resistance increases at the square of the speed, the power requirement at thus the fuel consumption increases at higher speed. The transmission should be continuous variable type so that the engine can be operated under most economical conditions. This is the effect of emission on fuel economy. The continuous variable transmission gives a better fuel economy in 60 to 150 km per hour than the manual transmission. But due to its lower mechanical efficiency, the characteristics are observed same as the manual transmission. It is a graph between the fuel consumption vs vehicle speed. The consist of city driving cycle or highway driving. A city driving cycle gives a 10 stop and go in a 766 second with a maximum speed of 96 km per hour. In the highway city driving cycle, there is a 4 segment various roads in 765 seconds with a maximum speed of 65 km per hour. Reducing fuel consumption. It improves the efficiency of the IC engine, particularly reducing the part load condition. The reducing the driving resistance, for example, rolling resistance and the drag. The improving the efficiency of the transmission in the continuous variable transmission system. The traffic management system to reduce the stationary periods. It improved driving intelligence and the control systems. Second one is acceleration. Acceleration defined as the rate of change of velocity in both magnitude and direction measured in time, limit or interval. Thus, acceleration rate of which vehicle speeds up and slows down. Its dimension being LD2 is measured in a meter per second square. In the evaluation of acceleration time and the resistance, the engine is usually assumed to operate at a wide open throttle. It should be noted that certain amount of time is required for gear changing during the acceleration. For manually, transmission gear changing causes a time delay for 1 to 2 seconds. For automatic transmission, the delay is typically 0.5 to 1 second to obtain a more accurate estimate of acceleration time and second. Gradability. The gradability is defined as the maximum grade a vehicle can negotiate at a given steady speed. The parameter is primarily intended for the evaluation of performance of vehicle, commercial vehicle and off-road vehicles. On the slope at high speed, the tractive effort has a overcome a gradient resistance, rolling resistance and aerodynamic resistance. Is a formula of gradability. Top speed. The test conditions are vehicle loaded with half load and the level dry surface with good grip, maximum wind speed, that is plus or minus 3 meters per second. The vehicle must be travel along the test track in both directions without interruption. Next is the braking performance. Braking performance of the motor vehicle is undoubtedly one of the most important characteristics that affect a vehicle's safety. With the increasing emphasis of driving traffic safety in recent years, the incentive efforts have been directed towards improving the braking performance. The safety standard that a specific performance requirement of various types of braking system have been introduced in many countries. The braking force originated from the brake system and developed on the tire road interface in the primary returning force. The braking force distribution that can ensure the maximum braking forces of the front and rear tires development at the same time, it is referred to as ideal braking force distribution. If the braking force distribution is not ideal, then either the front or rear tires will lock up first. When the rear tires lock up first, the vehicle will lose the directional stability. When the rear tires locks, the capability of the rear tires to resist the lateral force reduced to zero. If some slight lateral movement of the rear tires is initiated by side wind, the road camber or the centrifugal force, a yawing movement due to the inertia force about the yaw center of the front axle will be developed. The lockup of the front tires will cause the loss of directional control and the driver will no longer be able to exercise the effective steering. However, the front tire lockup does not cause directional instability. The rear tire lockup is a more critical situation, particularly on the road surface with a coefficient of adhesion. Ride comfort. The customer expectation of the smooth running are high, especially in the case of cars, passenger buses, etc. The rider quality is concerned with the sensation or feel of the passenger in the environment of the moving vehicle. The ride quality refers to the degree of protection offered vehicle occupants from uneven elements in the road surface or the terrain. If the driving off-road, a car with a good ride quality is also a comfortable car to ride. The ride comfort problem mainly arises from the noise and vibration of the vehicle body. Their surface irregularity, aerodynamic forces, noise and vibration of the engine driveline, and the non-uniformity of the tire wheel assembly. The passenger ride comfort boundaries are difficult to determine because of variation in individual sensitivity to vibration and the lack of in a general accepted method of approach to the assessment of the human response to vibration. The mechanical substitute mode of powertrain. The variety of methods for assessing a human tolerance to vibration have been developed over the years. They are subjective ride measurement, shake table measurement, and the rider simulator test and the rider measurement in vehicle. These are the tests taken. Handling characteristics. The vehicle, it is a last topic. Handling characteristics. A vehicle handling is an indicator that shows the vehicle behavior on the road. Handling characteristics of the vehicle are closely related to the driving safety. Handling characteristics of the road vehicle refers to its response to steering commands and to environmental inputs such as wind, gust and the road disturbance that affect its direction of motion. Hence, it is necessary to understand the handling characteristics of the vehicle. Many traffic accidents are caused by undesired and unexpected handling behaviors of the vehicle. Handling issue comes into a sight at a time of cornering and swing, that is a sharp turn. Thank you.